I'd like to welcome everybody to the July 6th meeting of the Marion Town Council. We'll begin with the invocation given by Chief Tester.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we're glad to be able to meet today in our community. We want to wish your blessings upon the council to make the important decisions we need to make our town prosperous, and also our citizens, Lord. Please keep them in your prayers, and all our first responders and our military overseas. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. We'll continue with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hope that everyone had a great Independence Day. A lot of celebrating going on and a lot of good things. Appreciate you putting up with my tardiness here today. I see that we need to do a couple of things, including the roll call. Present.
Hayes. Gates. Spencer. Here. Here. Jennings. Here. Atwell.
Here.
May.
Here.
Carter.
Here.
All right. Can we get an approval of the agenda for tonight?
I'd like to make one change. We need to strike from the agenda the zoning staff report for Mr. Long. We're not going to have that this evening.
Okay.
I make a motion that we approve the agenda with that one omission.
Second.
All in favor? And it is unanimous. We have some public hearings scheduled for tonight. The first one is Skill Games request for Roadrunner Market.
Thank you, Mayor and members of council. Last March, so it came to our attention that there was skill games at the Roadrunner Market at 1450 North Main Street. Upon investigation, it's found 2 games that was being operational. I actually went and spoke with the manager that day and told her that they would have to unplug the machines until they went through this process of the special use permit. They understood, and they started the process sometime around April. And since the property owner actually lived in Florida, it took him a little bit of time to get his signature on the application. In the meantime, they did remove the machines from the location, but our code does say that we allow up to 2 Virginia legal games, and that's what the special use permit is for. Is I request 2 games that's legal in Virginia. At any time that Virginia deems them illegal, then they would have to remove them within a reasonable amount of time.
Yes, Ms. Hayes. We can hear you. Are we having technical difficulties?
Maybe somebody in the background, I'm not sure.
Okay. If we can continue.
And that concludes my portion of this. I do have the permit. It was duly advertised. Like I say, the purpose of this is just to restrict them to two games, as long as Virginia deems them legal.
Okay, as this is a public hearing, we will entertain any of the public's requests to speak on this matter. Yes, please come forward to the podium. Okay. Name and address.
Charles Wassam, Wasona Park. I'll just read to begin with artificial intelligence conclusion on, I call them gambling games because that's really what they are. Overall, while skill games may involve some level of player skill, they are largely viewed as gambling devices due to their reliance on chance and the lack of regulatory oversight. This has raised concerns about their impact on communities, and I add, and children, and the potential risks associated with their proliferation. When somebody tries to make a gambling thing skillful, you know there's some deception going on. And behind deception is usually somebody that's got a double-minded mind. The town zoning says the general purposes of this article are to promote the health, safety, convenience, order, prosperity, and general welfare of Marion, that the town may become a more desirable place in which to live. I don't see skill games, gambling devices, an attraction for the type of people I would like to see moving into Marion. In the comprehensive plan, you have the same thing. The comprehensive plan, this is the comprehensive plan code of Virginia, same thing in Marion, shall be made with the purpose of guiding and accomplishing harmonious development, which will best promote health, safety, morals. Skill games, gambling devices aren't healthy, aren't safe, and they certainly aren't promoting morals. I was reading about the incidents that police have had in areas where they have gambling devices of this type. And this one guy had a machine, and he was losing and losing and losing. He really got mad, and he busted the machine and went over to the cashier, demanded his money back, and started threatening her. So incidents involving the police go up where there are skill games. You can check it out. In the Constitution of Virginia, qualities necessary to the preservation of free government. No free government nor the blessings of liberty can be preserved to any people but by a firm adherence to blah, 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 virtue. Work is a virtue, gambling is not. And Section 15 of the Constitution of Virginia, it's the mutual duty of all to practice Christian forbearance, love, charity towards each other. A Christian would not let his friend gamble. Gambling frequently leads to addictions, and then what do we have to have? We have to pay money to cure people's addiction. So I would certainly be against gambling devices in the town of Marion. As far as attracting people that we would like to have in Marion, I don't think it does, just like some other things that are going on, and just like some things that are coming in the future, perhaps. Certainly marijuana isn't an attraction for the type of people we want here in Marion. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you for your comments. Would anyone else like to speak on this? We will turn this over then to council and entertain any motions thereof. It is an agenda item, so it can be voted on tonight.
We've kind of set the stage with this. I mean, we've approved these before, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
It meets with the code of Virginia as written, correct?
Virginia's made them legal.
So we adopt the code of Virginia as a municipality each year. Not to adhere to this would be in violation of the code, in my opinion.
Well, just for council's information,
Yep.
we're just saying that if skills games are legal in Virginia, we're not saying that they're legal or illegal. We're just saying if they're legal, they're limited to 2.
Yeah.
So if they happen to be legal today and they're illegal tomorrow,
Can
they
change.
can't have them, but whenever they become legal, they're restricted to 2.
I'd like to ask
Yes,
a
Ms.
question.
Jennings.
Um,
It is council's.
To Chief Testerman, have you ever had any problem at a place where these games are there with anybody playing and?
Not that I've heard of,
Yeah.
no ma'am.
Well, it's hard for us not to approve something that is approved by the state of Virginia, I guess, right?
I mean, the way I see this is this restricts it to 2. I mean, we can't let someone come in here and have a building full. So that's the restriction we're putting on any legal games that Virginia deems legal.
And they have filled out all the proper applications and complied with the law?
Yes, sir.
Is that correct? Okay. Then, in my opinion, we must follow the law.
2 to each location is the way I understand it. Can't have more than 2 at each location.
And we've certainly set a precedent for it, that we've allowed all the others, so.
I'll make a motion, we approve this
Second.
permit.
Any further discussion? Motion's on the floor. All in favor? All against?
I'm just gonna break the law.
I'm glad you're voting your conscience, sir.
That's true.
I'm not sure if Ms. Hayes was for or against, so I can write this down.
Ms. Hayes?
My hand's up.
Are you voting for it or against it, Ms. Hayes?
Forward.
Okay, thank you.
Forward, as long as they follow the rules.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And I guess that concludes the public hearing on skill games.
Yes.
We have a public hearing for consideration for a home-based business at 618 Chatham Hill Road.
Yes, sir. On the next public hearing that we're having, it was brought to our attention that someone was running a food stand type bakery thing on Chatham Hill Road. We did some searches on Facebook, and we did find evidence of that. I reached out to the property owner. He was unaware that he had to go through any kind of process here to town. And I did tell him, in order to be fair to everyone, this was a process he'd have to go through. Absolutely no negative stuff come from him. He was just unaware. They did fill out the application, and that was on about a month ago. They filled it out. Got all the required application packet. The narrative is Taylor. Here's her narrative. My name is Taylor Preston. My farm stand at 618 Chatham Hill Road, Virginia is a 4x3x6 stand where I sell baked goods prepared for my home. It is in operation on Saturdays and Sundays from 9 a.m. to dusk. Therefore, we are not increasing nighttime traffic on Chatham Hill Road. Our driveway and my neighbor's driveway are open for parking for customers to ensure traffic is not affected during the day. The stand is mobile, removed from the road, and stored properly during the week, not visible to the public during that time. My little stand is one way to bring our town community together. I humbly ask for approval for the special use permit of my parents' property on Chatham Hill Road to continue my farm stand I have worked very hard to operate and take great pride in. Haven't got anything negative from it. I did receive and would like to read a letter, email of support for it. This comes from Lori Hutton, who is a neighbor. She lives at 626. Her email states, I am writing in strong support of granting a permit to Taylor Preston, my next door neighbor, in regards to her bakery stand on Chatham Hill Road. It's become a wonderful addition to our community, offering consistently fresh, delicious products in a stand that is beautifully maintained, clean, and welcoming. It reflects the care and pride she puts into everything she does, and it has been a pleasure to see neighbors stop by and support a local business while enjoying high-quality local made food. Beyond the farm stand itself, I hope the town will recognize the dedication and hard work of a young entrepreneur who is investing in our community and pursuing her dreams with integrity and determination. Small businesses like hers strengthened our town by encouraging local agricultural, fostering community connections, growing the economy, and inspiring others through perseverance. I wholeheartedly support her permit application, believe her farm stand is an asset to a neighborhood that deserves the opportunity to continue serving in our community. And that was from Miss Lori Hutton at 626 Chatham Hill Road.
Do you have to have anything from the health department?
No, not from my understanding, the cottage bakery does not.
I don't have any problem with it. So.
I'm unfamiliar with any of the codes that need to be followed. But do we set a precedent here? Is this a variance? Is this a special use permit? Or we're permitting a home-based business?
It's a special use permit. The application is for a home business special use permit.
But we have that, so I don't want to be against individual entrepreneurship.
Well, as
Well, it's
it is,
legitimate.
this is a public hearing, so let's hear from the public and see if there's anyone that would like to speak to this. Yes, please come to the podium.
My name is Lisa Stone. I live here in town. I think it's great that they are trying to start a business. However, there are health codes.
There are what, I'm sorry.
Health codes. And if your kitchen does not been approved by health codes, how do we know as consumers what is in this product? If we have not had their home safely looked at by the health department, how do we know if the product is being produced in a clean environment? And that should be number one. I have worked in the food service for 20 years and I know these laws. And certain foods have to be kept in a certain temperature. I understand these are baked goods, and that's fine. However, if you put bread in 100-degree temperature, which we have had for the past 2 weeks, it will mold quickly. Any fresh baked product or any product that you buy from any store has an expiration date. Does this product come with an expiration date? Also, as I said before, has the health department looked at their kitchen and approved it to have food produced in it to be produced out to the public to purchase? That's all.
Thank you for your comments. Is there anyone else who would like to speak to this? Yes, please come to the podium, give us your name and address, and we welcome you. Oh.
Bridget Preston, 618 Chatham Hill Road. My daughter owns and runs the bake stand. We have been in contact with the health department before we even began this to ensure that we were abiding by all the laws. We were very unaware of what we needed to do with the town of Marion, and as soon as Todd contacted us, we did exactly what we should have done. Farm stands do run under the Virginia cottage law, and we abide by that. It does not require a kitchen home inspected. However, we are very conscious about making sure and ensuring that our kitchen is very clean. We clean before we cook anything. We clean during the cooking. Taylor's hands are washed continuously. She wears gloves. She takes pride in what she does, and we would not be serving our community anything other than stuff baked in a very, very clean kitchen. But as far as having to have that kitchen inspected, that is not required under the Virginia cottage law.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else who would like to speak to this? And we'll turn it over to council for discussion.
I just have a question. Most of the time when you buy products that are made by other folks, there's a list of the ingredients. Do you all do that too?
We do.
Okay, thank you.
Every single thing she cooks with is listed on the sticker.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question.
Yes, Ms. Hicks.
I have a question.
Continue.
What is the difference between having like baked goods out at Walmart on Saturdays or Fridays or wherever? What is the difference? And we don't know if those kitchens are clean or whatever. So what's the difference?
I don't know how to answer that.
I can answer that.
If you want to answer that, you may.
Anything that is produced on an industrial level has to be through a health department checked system. In other words, the kitchen has to be approved for handling and delivering of such product. Once it is bagged and removed from the factory and it is sent to you, at that point, it was approved. However, and everything today, everything, including food, medicine, fresh milk, fresh bread, fresh anything, has got to have an expiration date. If it is in a bag on a hot, sunny day, how do you give it an expiration date? That's all I can answer. However, anything that is produced like that in mass proportion has got to be cleared by a health department. Thank you.
And what if they keep their cakes and those things in a cooler where it's cool?
Okay. Now, they are allowed to keep things frozen, but on a limited amount of time. And once it is produced out to the public, it has an expiration date from the time it was frozen until the time it's delivered. If these are fresh baked goods and they are sitting out on a wooden cabinet in the sun, and I know for a fact that the east sun hits this cabinet every day, how can they put an expiration date on it when it has active yeast in it?
Well,
Ms. Hayes, are there any other questions that you would like to ask?
No. I didn't know, that's all.
Thank you.
Good questions. Councilwoman Jennings.
Yes, ma'am.
I would just like, first of all, I'd like to say I wish somebody on my street would make all these things so we could buy them. But anyway, how do you do your expiration? Do you do an expiration date?
We, do I need to come, can I talk from here?
You can answer. We'll be informal on this since you've already come to the podium.
Okay, thank you.
Do you have an answer there?
She, and she doesn't talk, she would talk, but she is painfully shy, so I'm not putting her through that. She bakes the bread that she sells Friday, and by Saturday, most of the bread is gone. So, very seldom, maybe a few loaves are left Sunday, and by Sunday, they're gone. So, again, it's no different than someone having a bake sale on Walmart's sidewalk. That's not industrial produced. It's produced just like she produces her stuff in a house, and Walmart allows them to have a bake sale for fundraising or whatever it is. There's zero difference in what she does. So we are abiding by the cottage law. We have investigated this thoroughly. The only thing that we were unaware of is that we need to go through the town, and as soon as we found that out, we instantly made that right with the town.
Are most of your customers from your street or?
Her customers are from everywhere. I mean, all over the town.
It's down below my house.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's very
They're from
attractive.
everywhere. I've seen people stop
Yeah,
there.
it's very attractive.
Yeah.
May I speak again?
Todd has it.
We need to maintain order here. And this is the council portion of this. I believe we haven't moved into that. Am I correct?
we're here just to,
Yes.
to vote on the permit. I don't think we're here to regulate the health department. And
That's correct.
I mean, I think we're getting in the weeds on this, and I mean, there's plenty of these things throughout Marion. If it goes under a cottage rule or law, I mean, I don't see there's nothing we can, I mean, once again, we're setting a precedence if we do this. So I don't have a problem with it, and I'll make a motion, we approve it.
Second.
May I make one more statement?
I'm sorry, this is the council portion of, make it brief, please.
So if I have a yard sale and I sell baked goods at my yard sale, it's legal?
Obviously, it is. I mean,
Okay, thank you.
So I'll go into that a little bit. So to me is if I go to your yard sale and I don't like the way your whatever you're making looks, then I don't buy it, right? So, I mean, I think we're splitting hairs with that.
being, if I have a yard sale and I provide baked goods at my yard sale from my kitchen, it is acceptable
So for town council, this is not.
Yes,
something
Mr.
that-
Finnick. Mr. Finnick is going to have the floor.
This is not something that you all need to address. What the town does is require a special use permit for home businesses. So that's all that we're concerned with.
It's in a residential area, so that makes me think that if I have a yard sale and I sell vacant.
We're not going to address something that isn't before you.
Found guilty of doing so.
Okay, we're not here to judge that. Thank you for your comments. Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. I think that Mr. Finnick has made it clear. Mr. Long, all the permits have been filed, business license, all of the
Yes, sir.
in compliance with the cottage bakery.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I think it's a simple matter. Are we ready to vote, council?
We're ready.
All in favor? And all opposed? None opposed. Okay, that closes the home-based business for 618 Chatham Hill Road. And I'll need to walk up by there and try some of that.
So permission is granted, correct?
Yes, permission is
Permission
granted.
is granted to do it. Look forward to it.
We have next on public hearings consideration of vacation of portion of the row from South Iron Street to Pearl Avenue. Right of way consideration for vacation. The item Mr. Long will
Yes.
present.
Got it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council. The Marion EDA President, James McNeil, attended a regular scheduled council meeting on March 16th, 26, to ask the town council to consider vacating a portion of Paper Street that ran through 2 EDA properties on South Iron Street. Over the next 30 to 45 days, Mr. McNeil came to my office and instructed me exactly which portions he was wanting to vacate. I did contact the adjoining property owner, see if they would be interested in a portion of that right-of-way that was up for consideration of the vacation. However, I was informed that the adjoining property owner had made a deal with the EDA to purchase approximately 30 feet of the EDA property that adjoined his property and no longer was interested in that portion of right-of-way. The portion under consideration for vacation is approximately 2,794 square feet. If the council grants this vacation of the right-of-way, the two EDA properties would then contain approximately the same amount of property. The Paper Street under consideration is located in the R2 zone and does not contain any utilities that the town's aware of that runs through that Paper Street. The cost of the 2,794 square feet is $1,718 or 61 cents a square foot, which is the average of the two adjacent property values per square foot. The cost does not include any survey and attorney fees or the cost of the required deed of vacation to the interior lot lines, which the EDA are aware of. So I'm going to step up here and explain this just a second, what I was just told you.
And this is on your iPads if you can't see the screen.
These two properties right here belong to the EDA. You can see this one extended on to the east more. When I contacted the same property owner owns both these properties, and I asked him if he wanted a portion of that right away, because initially the EDA was going to go back to here.
Yeah.
Well, I think he made a deal, from what I understand, with the EDA to buy that portion of the EDA property, and then it made him no longer interested in the little portion he would have got right there. So that's what that means. The interior lot line will then the lots would almost be identical sizes, and the EDA would be required to vacate that interior lot line there. Just to clarify everything.
It's serving us no purpose, right?
We are unaware of any right-of-ways, any future use to develop that road, and there's no utilities running through there.
Could you explain one more time the costs involved there?
Sure. So that shaded green area right there contains 2,794 square feet. The cost of that is $1,718. That's approximately 61 cents a square foot based upon the land value of the two adjoining properties. That cost is just for the vacation. That has got nothing to do with attorneys, surveyors, the deed of vacation. That's just the cost of that property.
Okay, and are we giving this property to the EDA, or
Well,
is the
they're-
EDA paying for this?
That's the council decision.
Okay,
that-
so we're looking at that decision as well.
Yeah, the cost to the EDA for that property, just like it would be if anybody else requested it, is $1,718.
I would suggest that council go forward with selling this, and then at the very end, if council wanted to donate that back to the EDA, you can do so, so that we would be consistent with how we treat all other members of the public.
We could sell it to them at that point for $1, couldn't we?
Well, no, you sell it based upon the value, the
But
tax
at the
assessed
end,
value,
though-
and then in the end, they write a check to the town can then give it back to them.
Okay.
Because you all do fund the EDA from time to time.
That's right.
And the EDA will pay all the attorney's fees and closing
Well,
costs. Is that correct?
that would be something that they as well would be paying the town. We require the property owners that are wanting a street vacated to pay the fee that it takes the town attorney to do that deed.
That includes
So that would be
surveying.
get added into the amount that Todd Long was telling you. Additionally, they would have to pay a surveyor because they've got to get it surveyed for me to do the deed.
And they are aware of all the extra fees.
Okay.
It's been a couple months ago that this came up, and at that time, I thought maybe we had dealt with this, but it's actually more than a couple months because it was something that Bill Rush had been involved in, but we never got to the point of having a public hearing.
I believe that someone has spoke to me about this before from the EDA as well, so it's not the first time that it's come up on our radar. Council, any wishes here?
We've had other instances of this in the past, and
Oh, yes.
so we're just following our usual format. So I'd say let them have it.
Is that a motion? Mr.
Yes.
Lewis?
Don't we have to have
We
public
need to have
comment?
public comment.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Thank you. Okay, would anyone from the public like to speak on this matter? No? No?
I have a question.
Okay, we don't have any public comments, so we'll turn it over to council. Yes, Ms. Stace.
Mr. Carter, when you say let them have it, what does that mean?
For the consideration given that we spoke of, including surveying and legal fees, but we can, at the end, when it's all done, we can just decide to give it to EDA since we fund the EDA ourselves.
You would be donating those proceeds
Donate
back.
is proper
if you
word, yeah.
wanted. But again, remember, the town is, I don't, if the town wanted to donate the attorney's fees, the town's going to be paying those attorney's fees.
Can we separate those?
Well, they will be, the figures will be separate.
Okay, so at that point in time, we can
Yeah.
decide
Yes.
what portion we want
We
to
can make that
donate
decision.
back, if any. But right now, we're just looking at vacating the right-of-way.
True.
Oh, is that a question?
No, I'm.
Oh, I thought you was looking at me. I thought it was a question.
No, I'm looking at you.
I've already.
We've got a motion,
made
we've
motion,
got a
and
second,
need-
yes.
Got a
And-
second.
I'll
And-
second.
And I got lost in the parliamentary process of it, trying to wrap my head around it all, the finances. But we got a motion, we have a second, and do we have any further discussion?
Can I just hear that motion one more time, please?
Yeah, you gotta repeat that motion, please.
I make a motion that we vacate the property, allowing EDA to assume ownership of it, and we'll address other issues at that pertinent time.
So if you would
We need
make
to
that,
sell,
if
right?
upon their payment of the fee that Mr. Long stated, plus attorneys, the
And
town
survey.
attorney's fee, and they have to get the survey done for me to do that
It
deed.
has to be done first.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, we'll add that. They'll pay the surveying fee and attorney fees. Surveying fee must be done first before Mr. Finnick can handle the legalities
Okay.
of the transfer.
Ms. Stanley, do you have a motion? Thank you. Okay, motion, do we have a second to that?
I'll still
That was the
second that.
Okay. We have the motion second, all in favor? Opposed?
I think it's the delay.
It's the delay, okay.
Yeah.
We'll ask Councilwoman Hayes, all in favor, let's just vote it again.
Okay.
Okay, now,
Yeah.
now it's unanimous. Sorry, we're getting used to the electronic attendance,
So just to
we
be
have a
clear-
couple of glitches
So
there.
just to be clear, that motion was that we're vacating the lot to allow the sale.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
Simple words. Okay.
They
Thank you.
will have all the encumbrances, fee-wise.
Okay, and then we'll address that at another
Yeah,
point in
at
time.
another point in time.
Gotcha. Okay, I believe that closes
That's
the
it.
public hearings.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Long. Very well presented. We have no public presentations, so we do have public comment time. And I noticed a couple of comments or a couple of people that signed up. Thank you, sir.
Good job, Dickie. You're fast.
So we'll start with Charles Hayden. Mr. Hayden, good to see you, sir.
My name's Charles Hayden, 726 South Church Street. Now, for personal reasons, I've not been here for a while, but that's beside the point. On the video, I sat at home and watched it. I understand that y'all are considering having 2 assistant town managers. According to your own code, it's not possible. If it's possible, I think that, yeah, I know you might be asking a lot, but I think the public would need a case law example that gives you the right to override his duty. Because in town's code, counsel not to give orders or interfere with appointments, except for the purpose of inquiry. The council and its members shall deal with the administrative service solely through the town manager. Neither the council or any member thereof shall give orders to any subordinate of the town manager, either publicly or privately. Neither the council nor any member shall direct or request appointment of any person to office by the town manager or any of his subordinates. That's in the Marion Code. On top of that, when you read his job description, he is to do all appointments. All. That's to help him run this town with council approval. I've listened to every council meeting from home, and I have never heard on him publicly asking the council to appoint the second manager. You cannot ask an individual behind closed doors when you're asking for something that directs the public. That question needs to be asked in public to full council. That's not my words. This is your town's code. Now, on top of that, you mentioned appointing, and you sent it in committee, appointing Samantha as joint town manager, assistant town manager. That is a clear possible violation of duties. Since she's an HR director, and then she is assistant town manager, when she's sitting here, she has all authorities to fire whoever. HR does not. That's a clear violation, contradiction of her duties. So if there's going to be, and I can't find any words, no words, that says a town can have 2 assistant managers. If they are, the public needs to see the case law proving it. That's all I have to say.
Thank you for your comments. Next, we have David Fulton.
David Fulton, Pearl Avenue. I'm going to bring up an issue that had been brought up before at least 3 times over the past 2 years. As you coming into Marion from Interstate at Commerce and Cherry Street, they need to be a left turn light. Because I have seen time after time of traffic attempting to turn left on Cherry Street there at the post office, and they have to wait 2 or 3 light turns due to the traffic coming off Main Street. As I said, this has been brought up at least 3 times over the last 3 years, and the response was, we'll look into it. I'm bringing it up again, hoping something can be done about it. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments, sir.
VDOT regulates that.
I will let council approach this at this point in time. And is it possible that the Streets Committee needs to look into this, or is this a VDOT signaling? Mr. King, do you have any information on that?
Let me check into that and follow back up with council, if that'd be all right.
That would be fine, yes, okay. We will move on. And I have Lisa Stone for public comment. You don't have to give us your name again, dear.
Y'all know who I am now. I'm Lisa Stone. My car, I have 4 vehicles. 3 of them were tagged and insured. In January of this year, I had 3 and was notified by the town, Mr. Long. They sent me a letter that said, your cars cannot be parked where they're parked. You're going to have to move them. They sit on a private piece of property owned by the Presbyterian Church down here. I tagged and insured every car. Because my Hyundai, which is one of the vehicles, brake lights went out. I went to Hyundai and I went to them and said, I need my brakes fixed. And it was a recall. We'll say, no, I won't say recall. There was an announcement that this could be a problem, but they did not do a recall. However, I had my car looked at and a price presented to me for how much it would cost to fix these brake lights. And they said $1,000. Now, I don't know each and every one in here's background or per se, but $1,000 is a lot of money to me. And I couldn't fix it. So I bought another vehicle because I have good credit. And I moved the tags from my Infiniti, which they called an Acura, but it's an Infiniti, to my new van. Now, January, when they sent me this letter and told me my cars need to be tagged and insured, I confirmed. And I did all the things they asked me to do. I tagged them, I insured them, and I made sure they were just fine. However, a month and a half ago, I had to buy another vehicle. Todd Long called me on June 9th. Now, he has that in his records because he told me today as I sat in his office. And Flav, I don't know Flav's last name, I just know Flav because that's all I got. They did not contact me today. However, Flav had the time and energy to walk from right here in this municipal building down to the town lot to make sure that my car was towed today. I was informed by friends, your car's being towed. I said, what? Oh, your car's being towed. I said, I'll be here in a minute. I was at the doctor's office because in the past 30 days I've had to move. I fell. I'm under doctor's care. I went today and got shots for that. You can see my arms are black and blue. My legs are black and blue from that fall and from moving. Once they removed my vehicle, and I was not ugly, I talked to the police officer, and I talked to the man that hauled my vehicle, Mr. Dunford. He told me it was a $50 tow fee, okay? And I get that. He's doing his job. But to my understanding, before a car is towed from public eye on private property, it has to come before you all. Do you all recall having this conversation or vote? Because I was not informed. I was informed on June 9th with a phone call that my car needed to be moved. And I said, oh, I'm so sorry. Give me till Friday. Well, since that Friday, I've had health issues, home issues, moving issues, and doing the very best that I humanly possibly can do. I don't break the law. If I did, none of the other vehicles I have would be tagged and insured, correct? But they are. And they towed my car today. And I come up here to their office, and they give me a runaround. But while they were giving me that, they informed me that, did you have a for sale sign in your car? I said, no. It's for sale, but I didn't put for sale sign in it. We notified you in January. I said, I confirmed to your request in January. I put insurance and tags on every one of these vehicles. But in the meantime, in the last 45 days, let's say 30 days, I don't know the exact amount of days, I had to buy another vehicle. I transferred the tags from this vehicle over to my new vehicle because of monetary reasons. I'm not a rich girl, but I am an independent woman, and I get it for myself on my own. And I take care of my two grown sons who are unable to take care of themselves at this time because of medical issues. They towed my car today, even though I pleaded that they didn't. And they did. I come to their office, and like I said, they gave me a runaround. I said, let me tell you what, I can give you 10, 15 cars in this town right now sitting on private property that are untagged, that you all ain't touched. And some of them have sat there for more than 5 years, and I know this for a fact. And the reason I know this is because I've lived in this town for 5 years. I moved back to Marion from Abingdon to take care of my mother. And I took care of her. And I drove by these vehicles that were parked on private property with no tags over a period of 5 years now. And they're still sitting there.
Excuse me, ma'am, what do you want us to do?
I want my car put back where it was. I will put tags and insurance on it. But your law states I get 30 days. I get a 30-day notice. And not by a fiscal calendar or a regular calendar, but by business days.
But you did get written.
I did not
Letter.
get written, no, sir. I did in January, and I
Okay, but
conformed.
then you get a call telling
I got a
you
Todd,
to-
I got a
So,
call from
To me,
Todd.
that puts it in your court, man.
No, ma'am, no,
Yeah.
sir. I got a written letter in January, I conformed. Todd called me in June 9th to say, hey, your car don't have tags on it anymore. I said, because I bought a new car and I transferred them over. They should give me a 30-day notice. That was a notice, 30 days. Today is date 26, and that's about regular calendar. We're not excluding weekends. We're not excluding holidays. If you did exclude weekends and you did exclude holidays, that's 15 days. And they towed my car today. And that ain't right.
I appreciate your
That's not right.
plight, and I appreciate you telling us about it. I am not immediately familiar with any of the circumstances or laws concerning this.
Well, they sent me to talk today to Mr. King, and I was talk to Mr. Muncie because Mr. King was on a conference call, and I respect that. I apologize for my dry mouth because I had cortisone shots today for my back. But I went and talked to Mr. Muncie.
Would you? Oh, okay.
Mr. Muncie came in at the end of me talking to Mr. Long and Flav, whoever, I don't know his last name, so I apologize for that because I don't know. And he said, come and met me upstairs in the office. And this nice lady right here, I sat in her office waiting on Mr. King, and he come in and took care of it. He said, look, give me about 3 hours because, yeah, that I don't think they can do that. But let me look into it. So I got a 15-day notice to remove a car that by your laws say 30 days. I think my car should be returned to the spot that it previously was. However, in the meantime, he said, well, here soon, not now, here soon, the church is going to lease that lot out to another company. Okay, but it ain't happened yet. Has not happened yet. And in my eyes, you illegally moved my car, which is stealing. And if you don't believe me, look it up. Stole my car and moved it to somewhere else. And I have to come here tonight. I've never been to a town council meeting. I hope I never have to come again because I believe in you all. I believe that you're here to do a job. But I don't think that job is to pinpoint me for a car. From 11:30 today, when I spoke with Mr. Long, I drove through town and I took pictures of 15 vehicles that are illegally parked in this town. 15. And
I'm
one
going
of them is right across the street.
Ms. Stone, I appreciate, we've been more than lenient with the time, which is usually 5 minutes.
Okay.
And thank you for your comments. I'm sure that we're all curious about this situation, and we'll have to look into the legalities surrounding it.
Well, I was
But
told to go and
I cannot give you
speak.
any answers.
I was told to go and speak to Mr. King,
You've
and I was.
reached the highest
Yes.
authority by Mr.
Thank
King.
you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for your diligence there. We have no others signed up, but if anyone would like to speak that didn't get a chance to sign up, here's your chance. None being heard, we will close the public comment time and we will go to council comments. And we have Dr. Gates not present. Councilwoman Spencer.
No report.
Councilwoman Jennings.
Just a couple comments. I met with Aaron Sizemore the other day to find out the duties of being on the board there. And we had a nice conversation, long talk, and he gave me a notebook to read. So I'll see what that says. I passed out the Lincoln Theater July schedule for everyone to see what we're doing at the theater, and hope that you'll want to come to some of their events. July is our children's month. We have a week that they plan for and practice for a play that they have at the end of that week, and usually there's about 60 children involved in that. So, and I'd like to thank Ken and all of his helpers for the weekend.
Volunteers and town staff, they do a great job. I just have to eat crab and watch it.
Town staff, thank you.
Anything further?
No, that's all.
Oh, okay, thank you. Councilman Atwell.
I noticed that Clegg's here tonight, and also Sean Utt, and Ken is here with us as well. So to Clegg and Sean, I just wanted to say thank you to your and your Board of Supervisors for the firework display last night. I know that we play a small role in that, but you guys play a much bigger role.
Yeah.
It was fabulous. I mean, it was a great fireworks show. We just got back from Disney a couple weeks ago, and I think that it outperformed Disney myself. But I just wanted to say thank you to all you guys, plus Ken, for helping organize it. And I hope that everybody got out and took advantage of it. And that's it.
All right. Thank you, sir. Councilman May.
I did owe the firework. It was really awesome, and I've heard a lot of great feedback from that. And just wanted to say, Richard, the metrics are nice. Thank you for that. And other than that, that's all I have.
All right. Thank you, sir. Councilman Carter.
Fireworks was outstanding, but the baseball was even more thrilling, wasn't it, Sean? As an old baseball player, 2 outs, bottom of the ninth, home team, 1 run behind, a 3-run homer, put the 100 mothers in the victory column. It was a great game. They beat the #1 team in the league, by the way. The fireworks was outstanding. My daughter-in-law is Brazilian. She'd never seen one like that, so she's quite thrilled with it. And also, I'd like to recommend that Mr. Fennick and Mr. Long look at our town code. I know it hasn't been updated since, 1997, but the powers, duties, and of the administrative staff needs to be updated. So empower y'all to do that and to report back to Todd and myself on the ordinance committee, and we'll have a hearing and go forward from there to correlate the duties, our duties between state requirements and the locality. That's it.
Okay, Councilman Carter, thank you very much. I am not familiar with the process where Mr. Carter is empowering them to look into the powers and duties. I'll need some clarification there.
Well, what I'm saying is the state code has different than our ordinances are so outdated. They have to be brought up since we approve them. Yeah.
They've already been doing that.
Yeah, for a long time.
Yeah, so that's in the process.
Yeah, we can
I'm
accelerate
assuming
certain parts
that
of
is
it.
part of what you've been doing for the last year,
Well,
basically.
it's not been that long, but yes, we are in the process. If you want me to jump to that, we have basically 30 pages left, but the last 21 pages are going to take some time. It's putting comparative statutes in. And I believe council on the June 30th meeting referred this to myself and Mr. Long to come up with a proposal for the ordinance committee to consider. And our issue has been one of nomenclature, and so we're going to follow 15.2-1502 to clarify that nomenclature, which will divide up or specify the differences between a deputy and an assistant.
Yeah. But since I wasn't present at the June 30th one, I wasn't informed So that's the reason I brought this up. Now, so it's already been properly designated that they do so, right?
Yes, I think that's
Well, I'll
correct.
take back then, I didn't know that.
Yes, okay, then is there anything else, sir?
That's it.
Okay, Councilwoman Hayes,
No report.
no report. Thank you for your being with us tonight. The mayor's report, well, everybody has gotten to so many of the things that I was going to say. So yes, except they didn't mention the American Legion having breakfast on Saturday morning, which they have on the first Saturday of every month. That is wonderful and well attended and very filling. The car show I enjoyed very much, but it was much too hot. There's so many great things that we've had in Marion over the 4th of July weekend, and I'm proud more than anything of those fireworks. I don't know. I think that was the most spectacular fireworks display that I've seen in quite a while. So I want to say a big thank you to the fire rescue, everybody that took care of the metrics. I'm not familiar with that, but I think that's a firefighter word for safety, maybe. Am I correct? Close? Ish? Ish. Okay, so we will, in the interest of time, we will move on to the attorney's report.
So that would leave, as the FOIA officer, I have informed the town council that I have had training, and as the town attorney am able to provide training for the town council, town staff, town committees. Generally, that would take place following the November election, but the code tells me to inform council what I have done as of July 1. And at the town website, the FOIA officer listing me, it remains accurate. So I wanted to address that. And what we need to do at this point is the state code is to be adopted the first meeting of July, the first meeting in July. So we would need a motion to adopt the state code, which we do every year. And that allows the town to enforce the state laws as they pertain to the town of Marion. And just
I'm sorry, may I ask a question real quick? Because that's not on the agenda, can we under FOIA actually do that by motion and second and vote on that?
You can, due to the state code discussing urgency. However, if you don't want to determine that adopting the state code is an urgent matter, then you can delay that vote for 2 weeks.
Well, I guess it would be an urgent matter when it says that we have to adopt them. Is that right?
Well, I don't, I was just wanting some clarification.
We've historically always adopted it, I
And
think so.
historically, and I don't think that there would be any argument with that.
Right.
But I don't know if the FOIA changes would prevent that. But I would say that it is an urgent matter to go ahead and clarify that we do adopt the state code.
And that is included in that change with regards to agenda urgency. And in fact, it also addresses it, if we've got something listed as a closed session, then when you come out of it, there's an exception that allows you to vote on those issues too.
Well, I'll make the motion that we adopt the state code because that's what we have to do.
I will second your motion. Any further discussion about adopting the state code? Everyone in.
What her motion was.
Oh,
What was her motion?
would you restate your motion?
I make the motion that we adopt the Virginia state code.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second on adopting the state code. We're ready to vote. All in favor of adopting the state code? And it is unanimous. We have adopted the state code. I'm sorry, it's out of order. Yes, that's all right. Mr. Finnick, it's still your time, sir.
I think that I've addressed that, addressed everything, 15.2-1502, FOIA officer requirements, state code adoption, and the town code update process. It is, I think I mentioned we're down to around 30 pages, but there's the comparative code sections that will take quite some time, because the comparative code section that is in our town code has like 15.1, 2.1, all of which has long since been repealed and new code sections adopted by the state code, so it'll take a little while.
All right, sir.
And that's all.
That's all? Okay. Thank you, sir. Let's move on to staff reports. And we have Chief Richard Kiesling, Marion Fire and EMS.
Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you, Mayor, members of council. I'm just here to give you a brief update. I think you have the numbers for Jim compiled for May, which was 225. Last year was 206. I put us up, and he just gave me June's preliminary numbers, which is 240, which is up from last year just a little bit. Right now, through the end of June, we're at 1,454 calls, which is up at least up at 12.5%. So we're not getting any slower.
Right.
So, but we had a busy month too. We had a lot of public events we went and attended to, so we were glad to do that. Jim took care of the fireworks. It was great. We all had a good time. We were busy during that time. And I will have to speak to that that was probably one of the greatest shows I've seen since I was a little kid here when we used to do them up at Marvin Molden's actually. But
I remember that.
I had a good time. I'll answer any questions anybody has.
I like your charts that you put in the packet. They're easy to read.
Yeah, there's a lot of time he's put into that. So if there's anything you want added or see different or something like that, just let us know and we'll make whatever we need to do to change that, okay?
Good numbers.
Well, we appreciate everything that you and the fire EMS do. Thanks, Jim. Appreciate you as well. All right. Moving along, we struck Todd Long from the agenda for the departmental update, but is there anything that, other than that Mr. Long would like to share? No? Okay. Thank you, sir. Ken Heath.
I didn't realize he was coming.
It used to be easier to spot, sir. Economic and Community Development.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. First of all, big hand to the Public Works crew, Fire Department, Police Department, and all the volunteers for this weekend. Just a magical weekend, another great opportunity for Chief coming out, Andrew coming out, several of you came out, we saw for the events. Everything turned out great, so appreciate everything you're doing, getting us ready for 2 weekends hence. Before we get into my report, the biggest thing I need to do tonight is to ask council's approval on RA loan application from my buddy Chris Profit, Blue Ridge Comics and Gifts. You got the application in front of you. You also have a copy of the recommendation that has been approved by my loan committee. He's been in business here for a couple of years now. He's a good partner with us, and he's going to be using this to expand his offerings down at the store, which means he's going to be in business even longer, which we always like. And he brings Boogie Woogie Man to town. So between all those things, you can't beat it. Chris, do you have anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, I'm Chris Profit on Blue Ridge Comics and Toys down Main Street, and I really love the town's been helpful with me. It's just a beautiful place. I'm glad I decided to set up here, and ask for this loan in order to purchase a collection of more people in vintage toys, and hopefully that will bring some more people in, and I just really appreciate it.
Chris
Thank
is
you.
also a great ambassador for it, because not only does he sell it as a store and online, he does a lot of trade shows, a lot of comic cons and those kind of things. He's carrying Marion all across the region, and he's advertising on regional television. So he's a great partner in many, many ways for us, and I'm delighted to bring this application to you.
So everything's been approved other than the house?
Yes, sir.
So you just need a motion that we
Yes,
accept the
ma'am.
application?
Please.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
Thank you.
Motion and second. Any discussion?
I just want to thank Chris for coming. It's nice to put a face with the name,
Yeah.
and we appreciate you having a business here in Marion, and we definitely want to support any and everybody that we can, so thank you for being here.
All right, so let's vote. All in favor of the loan?
Thank you all very much. Chris? we'll
And
get you a
that is
check
unanimous.
This week. Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
yes, thank you for locating a business in Marion, Virginia. We encourage that.
A couple other things coming up. This Thursday at 2 p.m., still a little bit of Kevin's thunder on this. One of my downtown businesses, Blazing Scoops, is doing a summer popsicle program he'll tell you about when he's up here. So see if you can finagle a badge from him and get a free popsicle this Thursday. Don't forget, we'll have the street closure you approved earlier in the year for our festival on on July 17th. Sheffy to Church Street for the band this year will be From the Edge. Phantom has retired, so From the Edge will be here for our Friday night block party. And July 18th will be closing from Church Street to Commerce Street. Public Works is always great about taking care of that, and we look forward to those events. And then on July 25th, the businesses downtown are organizing a Christmas in July program. So that ought to be a lot of fun from 12 to 4, so please come out for that as well. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Heath.
Thank you, sir.
And let's get ready for the big weekend coming up here in less than 2 weeks. As you stand there, Chief Testerman, you're not on the agenda, but I'm always going to ask you if you have anything to say.
Mr. Heath explained it well with having the Popsicle program this Thursday at the pool. An opportunity to get out and meet the children at the pool and have some good popsicles. Courtesy of Blazing Scoop downtown. And she's really adamant in helping and getting out in the community and doing stuff like that. And she just asked today if she could set up at our National Night Out coming up on August 4th.
Okay.
Also at the pool, and that's an exciting night. You really get to get out and mingle with the citizens of the town, and all officers love it. We love it.
So that's this Thursday?
That's going to be Thursday, or not Thursday, August 4th, Tuesday, August 4th. Okay, the National Night Out.
Yeah.
The Popsicles is Thursday at 2 at the pool.
Thursday at 2, okay. Great. Thank you for everything that you do and keeping us safe. Town Manager's Report. Andrew King.
All right, just to echo what everyone said, thanks to all the employees that helped with the weekend events. Very appreciative of that. Everything seemed to be a success. And then lastly, just a quick SERP update. Our resources have been on the Ballman Avenue, Holston Hills, Meadow Drive area for the last few months, and things are wrapping up there, and they will be moving to the College Street neighborhood next. We'll be pulling some resources that typically work with SERP down to Town Street here in a couple of weeks to work on a stormwater project. So just a quick update on that. I'd like to keep you all posted on where the activity is going to be and potential slowdowns in traffic. So if there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer them, but that's all I've got this evening.
Council, any questions? No? Okay. Ms. Jennings, will you take us into closed session?
Okay, I make a motion we go into closed session and discuss two issues. The first, as allowed under State Code 2.2-3711, A1, performance of the town manager, and the second issue, as allowed under State Code 2.2-3711, A3, real estate acquisition and disposition.
Second. Do I?
Did you second that?
I second it.
Yes, all right. All in favor of moving into closed session? And we now stand in closed session. Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. We appreciate you being here.
one.
Okay, I make a motion that we go back into open session and declare that we only discuss the two items that we were supposed to discuss, and that's allowed under 2.23712.
Second.
All in favor?
Is this a roll call?
Roll
Carter.
call.
Hey,
Carter.
Yes.
yes.
Gray.
Yes.
Atwell.
Yes.
Present.
Higgs.
Yes.
Spencer.
Yes.
Cornett.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Marion Town Council is now back in open session. Is there any business that needs to come before the town council?
We need to make a motion on the personnel, is that right?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I make a motion that we increase Andrew's pay by 10%.
Second.
Motion and second, discussion. All in favor?
We
And
don't
it
need
is
We don't
unanimous.
need a voice vote on that, do we, Sue?
No.
No.
Are there any other matters that need to come before the town council?
Make a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor? Marion Town Council is now closed.